video saying that?
Because this will be amazing.
Why are you videotaping me? I'm just doing.
Welcome to A Comic Book Look, your weekly TV show on comic books and anything relating to comics. I am your host, Tom. Co-host, John. We're back again.
We're back.
Issue 18.
18.
Getting real. 18. I mean,
really awesome.
Who knows that we were going to do 18 when we started?
Exactly. We're about ready to scissor cake 4,000 hits in the face.
Yeah, we are, which is sweet. Almost about to break 50 subscribers, so subscribe. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're back again for another great episode. We did one on DC Comics a while ago, and we've been talking so much DC with everything that's been going on with the reboot.
Yeah.
And so this week we are going to talk about something that John holds close to his heart.
No.
John is slugging back a 40, and
look at what you're doing to me, Marvel. It's a hard day at work in Marvel land. Alright. We're talking about Marvel Comics today. We're going to call this episode Redemption, Morphine, and Razor Blades. Because that's how I feel right now about Marvel Comics in general. So
there you go.
We're just going to kick it off with a big salute to Marvel for canceling my favorite line ever, Alpha Flight. They announced it was going to be an ongoing series, and then like a couple weeks later, we're just going to stick with our 8-issue plan. So as a dedicated, not Canadian citizen, I'm very upset about the whole thing, actually, because it is actually one of my favorite titles. So thumbs down on that. Yeah. Major thumbs down on that.
Especially because it made you feel so good.
I know. I felt
Alpha Flight was back.
However, to counter that, Marvel has been behaving itself and getting with it by bringing back the Dark Avengers later this month. So I'm very excited about that. Tom wants to throw up in his beer bottle. But I'm excited about it.
Actually, I just block out whenever I hear dark. I just
There's
block
black
it out.
Rectangles that pop up over my mouth.
Did you say Justice League Dark? Because that's good.
I haven't read that.
Oh, yeah, we're talking Marvel Comics. Sorry.
Dark Avengers. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
When does it come out? Is it coming out
it's
soon?
going to be in the next couple of weeks, I think, for the new Avengers, but they call it the new Dark Avengers. Yeah. Very effective, very powerful.
So it's called the new Dark Avengers.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right? I'm excited.
It can't just be the Dark Avengers?
I don't know why, but we'll find out.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is the good Marvel issue. I'm sorry for talking bad about Marvel already.
That was my job, not yours. Alright, anyways. But, Marvel's been kind of a coin toss lately. Fear Itself...
Fear what?
Fear
Itself. That is not. Did anybody finish reading that series?
I tried.
Did you get the last 7?
Book 7, and I didn't get anything out of it.
Did you get 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3?
Nope, because I don't care. Yeah. And that's the problem. A lot of readers don't care. That's the reaction I've been seeing online.
Totally.
Because nobody cares. It's all about DC right now. It's hot. That's what's popping right now is the DC New 52, whatever. Granted, some of those are going to fall on their face flat.
Some already have.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that
on a different episode. This is Marvel. Anyway... But enough bashing Marvel, okay?
Let's talk about the strengths.
Seriously, let's forget about. Let's not even mention Fear Itself for the rest of the time.
Let's propose a toast to Marvel.
Okay.
I don't mean that at all, but
to Marvel, to getting rid of Tom Brevoort. Sometime, please do it. But anyway, let's talk about the good things of Marvel because
the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, we've talked plenty about the bad things.
Yes.
Almost every episode.
But that's what's going on lately, unfortunately.
It'll turn around. Like next year, it'll be like we'll be talking shit about DC.
Exactly. I can't believe Bruce Wayne did this.
They got rid of the New 52. That word will never even exist now. It's so stupid.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, well, kind of just to kick it off, we got kind of a shotgun lineup here. My stack's a little bit of a pale in comparison, but a lot of what Tom's got on deck here are things that I'm suitably familiar with. Due to my PhD in Marvel Comics. So I'm just going to kick it off really quick here with big shout out to Avengers Academy number 21. Jocasta, the, you know, Hank Pym's cybernetic wife or whatever, who shot ya, Jocasta. She got murdered at the end of the issue, and they don't know who did it.
She's a robot.
Dude, she's dead.
Well, I think Hank can fix her, right?
No, look at this. Blah, blah. She got popped just like San Andreas that you were playing when I got here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas today.
So, you know, she got completely destroyed, and now it's this big mystery. Oh my God, someone did it, and so it's kind of a cool turning point for the series. Always have loved the series, you know, always have loved it. No complaints.
Agreed. I still haven't caught all the way up on it, even though I keep on telling my viewers that I'm going to do that because I do really like the series. It's an Avengers title that's cool. It's a new Marvel characters that is cool, and nowadays it's hard to bring in new characters and then have them sell and have them go through. Avengers Academy, that's exactly what it does. I mean, have you heard of any of these characters before this?
Nope.
I haven't. I heard like a couple of them were in some other things, but I literally never read any of that stuff. And this is my first viewing of everybody, and I have a good handle of who they are. And it's you know, Christos Gage is the guy who's writing it, and he has just been, you know, busting those issues, comic book fun. It's definitely something to check out for sure. Just some really cool, interesting characters, Hazmat and Metal, and I don't know. Isn't that guy's name, Metal?
Yep, Metal's the red guy. No, one thing that I thought was just,
I like that relationship, and
they got this two new characters, Lightspeed and White Tiger. White Tiger's kind of like a Black Panther spinoff, whatever. But the really cool one I thought was Lightspeed. Ironically, she's one of the Power Pack that we were talking about. Again, so one of them's hanging out with FF, and then one of them's now in Avengers Academy. So I think that's a sharp look for him. You know, that's a good segue. Let's go on to FF.
Okay, FF. Okay, we'll go to FF. One that I like to talk about. I've talked about constantly, but who doesn't mind talking about it again? Fantastic Four.
No.
Future Foundation, but still, FF is Fantastic Four. We all know they're putting out Fantastic Four, the 600 issue. Fantastic Four hasn't been going on, but they're going to put out the 600 issue because, obviously, you know, they've still been counting these issues as Fantastic Four issues. And why can't I find the spread of the 600? But anyway, I've talked about it before. Jonathan Hickman is a person who may not have even what Christos Gage has for writing a single issue and writing a story that is almost a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But what he does is such high-level thinking, high-level, you know, ideas. It's completely different than what you've seen before, and then he puts it into this, you know, superhero series that is, you know, Stanley original, Stanley Jack Kirby original. You know, this is what made Marvel. It's Fantastic Four, and in my opinion, I love the Byrne run. That's we've talked about. He pulled one out of the box in Long Box Confidential.
That's amazing.
And so I've loved Fantastic Four forever, but never has it been on this level where things are so heavy and things are so strong. I just really love everything that's going on with it. Now Reed is finally being the real Reed, not the four-dimensional Reed. He's finally kind of coming around, and he is, you know, realizing that he made mistakes and he's having to ask for help. They're bringing in all the superheroes, ready for a giant clash of the Kree, the Inhumans, and all the Marvel Universe superheroes. There's going to be a huge battle. There's also the tons of side plots going on, with multiple reads and different dimensions, and it's so good, and it's such a heady read that I mean, it's cool that Marvel is letting Hickman take one of their, you know, to DC, you know, this would be like having Superman or Batman or, you know, Wonder Woman taking their flagship title and then being able to do all these different things, kill off Johnny, you know, have the Thing not be a part of it for a while, try to come back. Yeah. It makes it really interesting and really, really cool. So, you know, check it out. I don't think you should pick it up, though, like, just pick up an issue. Yeah. Because it's a long-form storytelling. I suggest, if you're going to do it, start with the first books that Hickman writes and then get into it, because someone that just is like, even picked up just when FF started, they're missing a lot. I mean, a lot of things that FF is delving with is all derived from what happened in that Fantastic Four previous to Johnny's death. And so it all ties together. It's such a cool story, but, you know, definitely not one that you want to just pick up issues on, but something Marvel's taking a chance in a really cool way.
And it is a lot going on in that book from what I've read of it, too. I mean, you got that group of kids and so forth, and there's just so many things at play. But overall, they present it well. We had a few flat tire issues that we complained about a couple issues back. But all in all, as a series, I think it's doing pretty well.
I do, too. And those issues were tough. What happened was all of a sudden, Marvel said that Hickman had to put out 3 comic book issues in 1 month. As comic book fans, we know that a comic book comes out monthly, not 3 times in 1 month. So you're talking
Uncanny X-Force.
Exactly, or FF. They started doing these 2 books that are so good, Uncanny X-Force and FF, started just throwing out these books that you have to change the artist. Things are looking different. Things aren't as fluid, and that's kind of what happened. But it's kept his momentum, and it's entering a really big thing is going to happen. And, you know, I say that's kind of funny, because I've been saying, a really big thing is going to be happening since, like, the 2nd issue. And, like, it still hasn't happened, and then we're talking, like, 2 years later. I've been saying, something really big's going to be happening in Fantastic Four. And, you know, but that's almost why it's so cool, is because it doesn't do it like the other comic books where it's just like, wham, bam, into the world, saved it, done.
Let's do it again.
You know, it's like a lot
with a different twist on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Word up. What's the next one?
Captain.
No, your next one on yours, because we'll put this in your pile.
All right. I can do that.
Because obviously it's the same thing.
Okay. Well, as you know, I can't really change my ways, okay? So, when I see a title, Villains for Hire, I'm immediately hooked like that, because it's a spin-off of Heroes for Hire, which, you know, is a line that I'm not really familiar with, but I am, you know, like I know the characters and so forth.
Exactly.
So, this is Villains for Hire 0.1, so basically kind of an introduction on there. Watching them kind of get slapped around, you know, Black Panther and Silver Sable, and that's a groovy character.
Silver Sable, the girl?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, she's in there. Like,
I love Silver Sable.
I haven't seen her in forever.
I haven't seen her since the 90s.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're kind of bringing back some of that appeal. But just watching them get slapped around a little bit by Stiltman, who's actually a chick. So it's like the 5th rendition.
Stiltman?
Yeah, like long.
They were like, that writer was like, deadlines tomorrow. Yeah, I need a new villain. Who can I be? Stiltman. That's all you got? Yeah, that's all I got.
And it's not, I don't know.
Made it further.
So Villains for Hire, they're basically the guy that created Heroes for Hire is like, I'm taking my concept back because these good guys make it work for angels, is the quote, you know, and he wants to have it be Villains for Hire. So starting next month, there's going to be Villains for Hire. So I'm really excited to read about that. I'll probably check out a few issues.
Heroes for Hire, is that done now?
I don't know what the plan for that line is immediately, but...
And what's with Marvel point everything?
Yeah, I don't like the points.
Me neither.
Don't
just call it issue 1 or a one-shot or whatever. Yeah. You know, what's with the points?
I don't...
Marvel,
like
points. Nobody gets it.
I don't get the point.
Nobody's hopping on and saying, I see a point and then another number. I have to pick up this issue. Nobody's saying that.
And all of them, I mean, and I've complained about this, and you put me in my place, but like Thunderbolts, that point.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up because I see the point and I don't pick it up because apparently it's supposed to be for jumping on points. Yeah. And so John.
So in this case,
John really needed to get jumped on the Thunderbolts, the comic that he's read for 300 issues. But anyway.
I like that series. Man. What if something detrimental happened?
We love that series, both of us. Okay,
your turn.
Next.
Hate you.
I'm gonna do 2 at a time because I've talked about them before, but they kind of go hand in hand. They were restarted at the same time. They're both street level characters in the Marvel universe, and they're both got some pretty big name creators when it comes to comics to come work on them. I'm talking about Punisher and Daredevil.
Vulture.
You know, I talked about it before, but it's still holding up. I mean, these continuously get better and better every single month they come out. With the Punisher, it's Greg Rucka writing, who I love from Whiteout and Batwoman and Gotham Central and tons of other great things. Well, he's taken that Gotham Central kind of, you know, where it's all about the police station and, you know, really street level characters, but still throwing in that superhero edge into it. It has some really gritty, dark art in it, and it's really good. So, I mean, I just applaud Marvel because they were able to, you know, tie in Greg Rucka, who was a huge DC writer for a long time, and he doesn't need to write comics because he writes novels, and he is in demand on novels constantly. People want him, that he's a best-selling novel writer. Well, he loves comics, and that's why he does it. Marvel tied him in and got him to do the Punisher, a street-level character, that's where he's the best at, is when he's doing Batman Street or Catwoman Street, and he gets to do the Punisher and just makes it work and makes it fun, as fun as can be for the Punisher.
Right.
And so it's not like buddy fun, but it's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's great. Definitely worth it and worth checking out. It's Chiquetto. Good luck if I'm pronouncing that right. That's who's doing the art, though. It's really good. And then Hollingsworth is on colors. You know, the man, the myth, the legend. He's been in colors forever. And then next up we have Daredevil. On this,
It's a cool cover.
oh, I mean, all the covers have been really unique. I don't know if I've loved them all, but they've all been out there something special. And this one is really cool. This is number 4. But it's just a cool book. There's been another one past this, but you know, you guys have seen my comic collection. It's hard to find things. And with this book, Daredevil has been just shit. Just complete shite when it came to Shadowland. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? Don't give me that look like you didn't know what I was talking about. Shadowland was so horrible.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst things that Marvel has ever done.
Yeah.
All based around Daredevil. Daredevil became a bad person, was a villain. He was not acting like himself at all.
No.
This is completely different. Mark Waid, the legendary Mark Waid, who wrote Kingdom Come and has been a legendary writer for DC and Marvel. They get him to come in here and he just gets to write fun, super fun Daredevil stories with his best friend Foggy, and they're just having trouble because half of New York knows that Daredevil is Matt Murdock, and Matt Murdock's still trying to be a lawyer, and it's kind of all the fun that comes with that. Then at the same time, having superheroes come in and be like, yeah, you remember Shadowland, right? When you were killing people and turning New York into a prison state. And he's like, yeah, forget about that. That wasn't me. Don't worry about it. Deal. And so that's cool. And I mean, I've talked about it before, but I just want to say it's another cool thing that Marvel did, where when you see that they restart a title because at a number 1, a lot of times you want to say fuck that. And I didn't, and I bought it because Mark Waid has never treated me wrong before. And once again, he didn't. And Marcos Martin, I want to say? Yeah, Marcos Martin's the art. And, I mean, he just has original art. I mean, it's very unique and original. And it's fun to see Daredevil, that's such a sensory character, that have all the sensory panels. And it makes for a fun read. What's next, Johnny?
What's next? Well, kind of the...
Marvel. What else do you have?
What else do you have up your sleeve, Marvel? Well, evidently we're splitting the X-Men into 2 books, if not more. They're still doing their own X-Men on the side. There's issue 20 that's out this week. Didn't look at that. But I did
issue
pick up...
Issue 20 for what?
No, just for the normal X-Men.
Oh, X-Men. Yeah. The vampires start.
Kind of, yeah.
That's where you started from.
I'm out of touch with that one, I'll be honest with you. I used to be on that series, yeah. So anyways, no Twilight in this one, but I did pick up Uncanny X-Men.
Hey, one of our audience members, would you want to get me a beer upstairs? Thank you.
We have audience members.
Anyway.
But no, I did pick up Uncanny X-Men.
Grab yourself one.
Sorry. Good Lord. Anyways, so, but I also did want to talk about Wolverine and the X-Men #1 as well. And I don't have that one with me because that was from, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but still, we need to talk
Wolverine
about
as a headmaster of the new school, the Gene Institution of Learning.
What? I'm not reading it, so explain more, buddy. So what's going on?
They named the school after Gene.
So he takes all the
kids, essentially. Bobby is the bookkeeper, Iceman. Kitty Pryde is the headmistress.
Nice!
So, it's interesting. The first issue is I can't even begin to. I don't know. It's just so weird. They have
and he's
New
the
York State
headmaster.
and they have the New York State of Education touring the place, and you're good. They have the State of Education people touring the place, and everything goes wrong. The Hellfire Club kid shows up at the tail end of it.
I mean, what's it? Hellion?
No, the kid that you haven't met yet.
Oh,
in Schism. Yeah, so it's cool to see that is still going on and it's still relevant and it's like, I'm going to destroy everything that you've done. And then the whole academy gets attacked by this big rock monster, which is weird. So, I don't know, it's just kind of hodgepodge.
Yeah. Jason Aaron's writing it though, so I mean,
the artwork's cool though. It's like Sinister Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
the same artist from Sinister Spider-Man. We'll put his name down here, because I can't remember it. But that guy's Bachelko.
I was really excited. Yeah,
almost positive.
I was excited about that. On the flip side, because remember we got 2 books now for all you X-Men fans, so you get to spend twice as much money. We got Uncanny X-Men #1, and this one actually kind of addresses, and we kind of touched on this at the end of Uncanny X-Men. So where did the ending occur and why is my main question. But it's a smooth transition from issue 500 and whatever the hell it is to #1. And Mr. Sinister is in this one, and he awakens the elemental, the big robot.
Okay.
In San Fran. You see Emma Frost turn into her diamond form and get her arm blown off. Colossus.
For good?
No, come on, it's Marvel.
I mean, for like the temporary
they make band-aids for diamond beans. Yes.
For temporary time being?
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of bummed about that because Emma Frost has a soft spot in my heart. Colossus No, I just love Emma Frost.
I hate her.
You hate her. Colossus turns into the Juggernaut, so he's still got that going on. So it's just, I don't... They're split, like, the key characters up, like Kitty and Colossus in different books. Pisses me off like you wouldn't believe. Like, I haven't even read the Excalibur stuff way back in the day, but I'm so used to seeing them together. So, I don't know. I mean, it was a good issue. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes, but as a fan of X-Men, I've been reading it forever. I don't know. I'm skeptical. So, any viewers out there that disagree with me, please kick me in the balls with your comments and emails. I definitely need it. I don't know. Yeah, check this out. Hold it up, Tom.
So this...
From this to this.
This...
You can't see that.
It says on here, Uncanny X-Men, the final issue.
And this one says #1.
I took that as that. All you people that the regular watchers know that I love Uncanny X-Men. It's my title I've picked up forever. And so when I got issue 544 and I saw that it said final issue, if Marvel's going to probably try to play this game with me when their books are mediocre, compared to all the other books I've been talking about, compared to everything DC's doing, Image is doing, Vertigo, there's too many good books right now. Okay, it's too good to be mediocre. And so if you're going to take your mediocre book that is the longest flagship title of Marvel, has never been renumbered before, you're at 544 of the issues, and you renumber it to #1, you lost me. And I'm talking, I got over 100 issues of Uncanny, so we're talking a good 8 or 9 years of collecting the same issue. The only thing that I've done that with besides this is Fables. I mean, I'm on Fables issue 110. That's the only other one that I have carried on for this long and read. And, it pisses me off that I have to go to this and that I'm not picking that up. But, you're going to switch to that. You're going to be $3.99. You're going to ask me to pick up 2 titles. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just... You should have stayed with that. Maybe I'll get over this shit and I'll hear that it's really good and I'll go back and pick up the issues. I don't know, but I'm just... As of right now... I'm not reading Uncanny X-Men for the first time in my comic book buying experience, which is, I don't know, to me a pretty fucking big deal. Yeah.
And the thing that really turned me off about it too was, you can start the Wolverine X-Men #1, but that doesn't mean that you need to fuck with your flagship title.
Yeah.
Exactly. They did it because of what DC's doing, is the bottom line.
Exactly. They were just losing units. Yeah. X-Men, they need people to jump in, move me out, let's go #1. And even though they just did #1 20 issues ago with X-Men. And
to the average Joe consumer, though, that's not familiar with it, I mean, it is more comfortable to pick up that #1, and that's probably what they're trying to pull.
Exactly.
But
still.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people that agree with me.
Yep.
You're next.
Next. I'm talking about... There's a lot of Captain America books out right now.
Okay.
There's one good Captain America book out right now, and this is called Captain America and Bucky. And this is Captain America and Bucky, but let's just, for the sake of this, call it Bucky Year One. Because that's what it is. It's just the beginning story of Bucky. He's like, always with Toro, because when they were the invaders, the Human Torch had his sidekick Toro, Captain America had his sidekick Bucky, and this is kind of their adventures and how Bucky looks at the situation in his shoes and what's going on, how he came to be. And we have just the amazing art of Chris Samnee, who makes it look so good when it's like it's supposed to be World War II era.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And it just fits so well, and his storytelling is so good. The acting, the facial expressions, the characters. It's just a really good book, and I picked up Captain America forever because I loved it. Ed Brubaker is one of my main mans at Marvel. Lucky that they're holding close. And he kind of dropped off, and I dropped off the book, and it wasn't that good around this, like, Bucky, going through, doing court and all this nonsense, and it's just so stupid. But anyway, this started picking up again. I heard it's the Bucky Year One. I went back and picked it up. It is absolutely great. They're going to start the Winter Soldier. So, it's called Captain America and Bucky. They had to do that because they're changed, and they kept the numbering. So this is Captain America and Bucky number 623.
Okay.
It took over from just Captain America when that was like Captain America 615 or 18.
Yeah.
And at that time they released a new Captain America number 1, of course.
What happened to that now? Because remember that issue we were happy with.
Yeah.
And
did you pick it up again?
No. Well, no. Does it suck?
I don't know. We didn't read it.
Oh, man. You guys.
What did happen to
Well,
that
this
issue?
is where we're going to call upon the interactive part of our show. Guys,
Exactly.
if you've read Captain America,
Because we did like
and
Steve
beyond,
McNiven's art in that even.
What the hell, dude? We're supposed to be the geniuses.
We both
You guys
did pick that up.
So you guys save Comic Book Look and do the work for us.
And I totally just called out and said that this is
Wow.
the only good Captain America book, and we did a show where we liked that book. Okay, so
That's
maybe
messed
that
up.
book was okay the first issue. We didn't pick it up. It wasn't good enough to have us pick it up again.
Jeez. Oh, shoot.
But anyway, this is really good. It's a Bucky Year One story, and it's about to get into Winter Soldier stuff. I guess Winter Soldier, for people who don't understand, Bucky didn't actually die. He was in Russia at the time. Russia got him, brainwashed him, and he became one of the best assassins for Russia for the whole entire Cold War. And that's kind of like the story that, hasn't been told completely, was told quite a bit in Brubaker's run back. You can check out, I think, the second hardcover is The Winter Soldier. But it's really cool. And it's cool to see Brubaker. He has a writing partner on this one, and I think it's really helped him. I think it's made it a little bit more smooth because Brubaker's doing a lot of other things that, that he can have somebody help him with this one and still have that great Chris Samnee art. Next.
You got 2 left. You're up next.
Whatever. Okay, well, we'll do S.H.I.E.L.D. I already talked about Jonathan Hickman, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is a book that I've talked about before. A lot of people are it's hard to get behind. This last issue, it was an almost all silent issue until like the very end when it's all just abstract. Jonathan Hickman, Dustin Weaver, they have been partners on this title the whole entire time. Once again, we're talking Jonathan Hickman from Fantastic Four. Crazy high level. Main characters are Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci. Every main scientist or artist mind is brought into the Marvel universe, part of this S.H.I.E.L.D. organization that's been around since the beginning of the time with I can't remember what the Egyptian, that's unbelievable, the Egyptian god is that everybody talks about, but anyway, when,
Ra?
where we talk, no, but anyway, never mind, whatever.
Oh, my Egyptian gods.
But Ra is he's the Egyptian sun god. And so, but anyway, that's not who I was trying to think of, unfortunately. But anyway, they bring everybody in here, and it's all revolved about this one main character. There's a lot of Kirby stuff going on. And in this issue, there's a bunch of Kirby stuff going on. I mean, Kirby, Jack Kirby. I mean, if you don't know who that is by this point, just to click end on the show. And specific Kirby dots, specific Kirby Celestials. I mean, it is like takes so much from Jack Kirby that I love that. I love when that happens. So it's really cool to see that. The art is always amazing. But this is a book.
It doesn't come out frequently enough.
Yeah, 6 issues.
Yep. And how long has it been going on? Because I worked at Wells Fargo. Yeah. Whoops, I'm not supposed to say that. Anyways, well, I don't work.
I worked at a prominent banking location.
But no, I was there when it came out. That was a while back.
And yeah, it was. And
a prominent banking institution.
It comes out 6 issues a year. The art is so good that. I mean, that's everybody's problem. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do because I fucking reread it all the time because it's so good. But it isn't a book that is, once again, Jonathan Hickman. Yeah. He has not mastered the single issue. Granted, this is a great single issue. He hasn't mastered it because everything he does is long-form storytelling. Yeah. So the first 6 issues are really good, but it's just all set up. These last 3 issues are really good, but it's kind of, stuff's finally happening, but still more set up.
So it's like on the FF plan.
Yeah, it is on the FF plan. And, I mean, I like that style. I wouldn't want all my comic books to be like that.
I'd drive it up the wall.
I totally respect Jonathan Hickman for doing that because it's just a different way to tell stories that nobody else does. And it makes it good.
But if all your books were like that, that would suck.
Exactly. Like I said, man, I want some books that are long-form storytelling. I want some Jonah Hex that are one and done. I want some, 6-issue arcs like you're going to get from Punisher, Punisher Max. And Marvel gives me all of these different things. And so, I do appreciate Marvel, just not like their editors or their anybody who is on staff for Marvel. I hate all of you. Anyway, John.
Well, anyways.
Tom Brevoort, dude, you are such a cocksucker, man. What is that ass bag who talked crap to me on the CBR forums?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look in here. I'm gonna call you out real quick, buddy, because I know that you're the editor on this Punisher. Nick something. Oh man. I like Marvel. You can do so many good things, and then you do stuff like this. Stephen Wacker. Okay, man.
What a name.
Oh, my God. You are such an ass bag.
Whacker.
And, I mean, you need to get rid of some of these people. Axel Alonso stepped up. Axel Alonso is the editor-in-chief now. Get Quesada out of there. Get Axel Alonso to make some big decision. I mean, he's the editor on, like, Punisher Max. He is totally behind Jason Aaron. He's a good part of Marvel. He's the new part of Marvel that needs to get rid of some of these old people that have been around forever.
When we go to the con, we're going to get our asses kicked.
Yeah, right, dude. I'm way bigger than all of those guys. I would kick ass.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, can't wait to kick Stephen Wacker's ass.
Whacker. That just cracks me up. Alright, so basically...
Back to liking Marvel.
Yes, I like Marvel. This issue is Thunderbolts 164. Now, this came out a couple weeks ago. We may have touched on this already, but again, we're talking about the American Thunderbolts. The vintage version. Where Moonstone makes
World War II Thunderbolts.
Exactly. Moonstone makes it look good.
God, she's so hot in that old retro costume.
Yeah, make me change my ways. Jesus. But, it's a cool team. It's, you got Cap on deck, Captain America, and Namor. I don't know, like... All in all, it's a different angle for the series. This got a combination of the Thunderbolts with the primary team on there. I've been with them since issue 1. I'm on this series hardcore. So
yeah, and but it's still just a great series. Yeah. It's a part of Marvel that they let Parker do his thing, and Parker has 2 artists that are just amazing with him. Yeah. We've talked about our countless times. Our first episode was on the Thunderbolts. Yeah. It's something we both will always agree on. I guess that's what I will agree on as long as Parker's on it, and or just as long as the next guy is good too. But it's great to have that, and I think Parker seems like he likes being on it, and he's going to be on it for a long time. At least that's what it seems.
It's a great team. It's a great team.
Totally. Well, my next book is Punisher Max. It's a great book. It's part of the Max line, so it doesn't take place in continuity in Marvel U. It's Jason Aaron and the amazing Steve Dillon, and then once again Hollingsworth on art. I told you, dude, he's on colors. He colors everything. And Dillon is famous for Preacher and Punisher before with Ellis and for Constantine. And it's just a great book. I mean, it's by far one of the best books that Marvel's putting out. Jason Aaron has put Punisher in a whole different level, done a whole ideas with him that makes Punisher stories that you can't even believe. Total Punisher line are stories where the Punisher is in a coma on a stretcher the whole entire issue and still is like spectacular issue. I mean, like, who can do that? Who would even think to say, hey, I'm going to write Punisher, so what I'm going to do is have him be comatose and then just write like the best Punisher issue ever. And Jason Aaron, he kills it, man. He kills it when he can get a little bit of blood and he can get a little bit further, deeper, bigger ideas like he does with S.H.I.E.L.D, and he can bring it into this. S.H.I.E.L.D, as you guys know, is just one of my faves. And this is where, this is the same Jason Aaron that's writing Wolverine and the X-Men, and, he did Wolverine for forever, yeah. And, he's kind of doing some X-Men duties now. He's just started on Hulk. He's one of the architects of Marvel, which is kind of cool. Marvel does have architects. A lot of good
things going for it, yeah.
Exactly. And with these architects, anyway, this is a great book. Into just Marvel stuff. Marvel has what they call architects, which is had the most lamest ad for it ever in their books, but still have really four, you could say, great minds working for them on their books, and that's Brian Michael Bendis, Jonathan Hickman, Jason Aaron, and who's writing Fear Itself? I can't believe I forgot that guy's name.
Let's just leave that
anyway.
one off the table.
That's bad.
Lame itself.
He wrote Iron Man Forever too.
Lol.
Matt. Gosh, I'm sorry. Anyway, those guys are the architects, and, even though Fear Itself guy, it's unbelievable that I can't think of his name, really.
I don't blame you.
And, Brian Michael Bendis, a lot of people don't like, because, he writes the Avengers always eating Chinese food together instead of fighting people. There's different things with it, but Jason Aaron, Brubaker, I mean, they are almost too good for Marvel. It's just so lucky that Marvel has so much money, can write them into these contracts, because if they were writing their own solo books, they would be just as big. Yeah. And they would be selling shit tons of independent comics. But in this world of comic books, is how you make money as a creator is you get a contract from somebody. And Marvel has contracted these great people. Yeah. Another recent thing with Marvel that I wanted to talk about is Nick Spencer recently has gotten with Marvel as Nick Spencer is writing Morning Glories.
I like that one.
He did a great special for DC for Jimmy Olsen, and he's done a lot of cool things. But as soon as he signed that Marvel contract, and Marvel put him on Ultimate Books and War Machine or Iron Man 2.0, the quality of his stuff has just gone down. Where I just hope Marvel realizes what they have with Nick Spencer and needs to, let him think of a great idea that he can do in the Marvel Universe and let him go with it, instead of kind of placing him in these books now that they have him on contract. Because it seems that he has to write all these other books. His other books have been suffering. Morning Glories doesn't come out as much. Thunder Agents at DC, where he's still he signed with his contract in Marvel that he can continue that on. Yes. It suffered for a little while. Infinite Vacation is coming out once every 6 months. So hopefully there's some different things that can happen, because he signed the contract to become the Marvel guy, and now he's writing crappy Marvel comics compared to the awesome comics that he wrote before. And so hopefully he turns that around and can change, and in the next 6 months we're going to get just another amazing Marvel comic written by Nick Spencer where he comes up with all the ideas. Yeah. But who knows?
Yeah.
So anything else you want to wrap up with Marvel here, buddy?
There's hope, you guys. There's always hope. I am a big fan and believing that I'm going to try to see the best in Marvel coming up. But overall, I don't know. I'm very disappointed, I guess, in the quality of the product overall. I was a very big spokesman, as a certain member of our audience can attest to, for anything Marvel. I won't mention names. Jake. But, anyways.
You mentioned the name.
Hey, shut up. But, honestly, I mean, I was and if you guys watch episode 1, Rah Rah Marvel. Not so much anymore. I mean,
You've seen a steadily progression of me just beat down on you every episode.
It's not even that, though. Well, yeah, I mean, and I appreciate that, and I'm thankful for it, because I'm reading some really great stuff from DC, and then just reading some of those trades and stuff. I mean, for all you guys, we get a lot of those new questions, those new readers, what should we check out and stuff like that. Be diverse with it. Don't stick to one label, Don't get the spin-off issues and all that crap. I mean, it's just... money...
your money can go to other places.
Right, exactly.
And when you buy comics, you're voting. Every time you go to the comic shop, you're voting for what comic you want to continue to see. And if you're going to vote for every spin-off title of Fear Itself and then wait for the trade on these other books, unfortunately, that's the name of the game. Yeah. Those independent titles that you're going to wait for the trade on aren't going to have a second trade because they didn't sell well in the floppy. Yeah. And, but that's the name of the game. That's here nor there.
And
this is a Marvel episode.
It happens so much.
And we say that because Marvel puts out like a godillion books. And now let's just think.
The sales on them suck.
Think how awesome just these books would be. Once they... Think how much they would sell if they just sold one Avengers, one X-Men, one Thunderbolt, and had the one Captain America. But they don't. They put out millions of books.
And it can't be working from them. Yeah. When you cancel things like Alpha Flight, and then you're like, we're gonna... I mean, how many Avengers titles right now? You know what I mean? It's impossible to keep up with. It's so inconsistent. Dark Reign was just like puke across the chalkboard for me trying to keep up with that. I spent so much money on that.
Exactly.
I had the motherload stack of that crap. Like Fear Itself, Tom was like, John, don't do this. And so I did, and then I'm totally...
And you got to pick up DC books because of it. Anyway, this is a really bad wrapping for...
No, we're not. We don't hate Marvel. We just want to give it a swift kick in the balls to go in the right direction.
There's just some things that they need to do. They have the rights to some of the greatest characters that humankind has ever seen. Yeah. And so we love them. And
we love it when it's done right.
And it needs and it needs to be done right.
Because that's what they deserve.
Yes. But anyway, thanks for sticking with us. Another episode of a Comic Book Look.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. We're going to do it right for you every episode.
And if you think we're doing it wrong, do you think we start acting like Marvel? Think I start acting like Tom Brevoort? This is Tom Devine here, man.
Or Mr. Whacker.
You come and send us an email, a comicbooklook@gmail.com. Please hit us up. Facebook group, search for us. It's called A Comic Book Look. We'll add you right away. Please come. There's great discussion on there. But send us your email. Send us your questions. Show ideas. We want to see it. We want to hear it.
Send us your reactions to this one, too. I mean, if you guys got, if we struck a nerve or anything, or if I'm just completely idiotic on this episode, let me know.
And record yourself and just do a YouTube video back to us. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can get us back, and we would love to watch it. And, comment on our page. Just interact. That's what we want from you guys, and that's what we like to do.
Exactly.
Word. Well, check out Inveterate Media Junkies. Always my favorite place for comic-related talk, and I'm there all the time. You'll see me, Tom Stu Devine, is my name on there, or on the other various websites. But we appreciate all of our fans, and we'll see you guys next week.
Exactly. Before I drop my trademark line, big shout out to Jake Kelly. Anyways, keep it comics.